We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Breaking news as Pridelines relocates to Liberty City with a giant new LGBTQ plus community pride center. This marks a milestone in Miami-Dade community support.
David Archuleta is coming to Wilton Manors, and he has a message we all need to hear.
Pope Francis defends blessing same-sex couples and denounces objections as hypocrisy in America, conservatives and evangelicals. This may be the biggest moment in Catholic LGBTQ plus history.
HOTspots magazine's latest issue features drag queen Bonnie Builder, but the personal trainer standing next to her is... Wait, is that the same person?
Breaking news as Malibu Barbie Cafe Miami brings Barbie's dream to life with a vibrant, retro dining experience featuring themed decor, an exclusive menu, disco skates, and just Ken. We find out if gay boys are enough.
Good evening and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news. It's Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor of Queer News Tonight, FayWhat? And this evening we bring you the news of and perspective representing the LGBTQ plus community from South Florida, America, and across our planet.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it.
HOTspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same models of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbian and queer women, trans, student youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, HOTspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
Yes, so let's meet our incredible panel. We'll begin with John Hayden, a journalist for 29 years. He is now a senior reporter for Out South Florida. You can follow him on Instagram at John Hayden Journalist for breaking news and live reports from community events. His new entertainment show, The W Boys, will premiere at Happening Out Television Network on March 15th, and we are really looking forward to it. Welcome back, John.
Thank you so much. I just want to take a moment here at the top of the show to recognize the victims of the Kansas City mass shooting today during a celebration, a time of joy when thousands line the streets to congratulate the Kansas City Chiefs on their Super Bowl victory. Shots rang out as we're shooting this. At least one person is dead. At least 8 others are wounded. It's senseless gun violence. All gun violence is senseless. This just reiterates that most people who support the Second Amendment support this sort of thing because there was no check, there was no balance on this person's or on anyone's ability to come out and create a scene. And it's worth noting that this is also the 6th anniversary of the massacre at Parkland at Stoneman Douglas High School. The slogan afterwards was never again. We knew that was wishful thinking. I don't think we had any idea just how pervasive gun violence, mass gun violence would be in America. So I hope that we can all take a moment to think about and remember the people who were hurt today in Kansas City, and also remember our brothers and sisters from Parkland who are out there. They are still walking the walk and talking the talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John, for bringing that to the attention of the show. Thank you so much. Next up, let's welcome anchor Dr. Tai Houser. He's a professor of English and Humanities at Broward College and teaches in the College of Business at Florida Atlantic University. He has served as a visiting professor at colleges in Bolivia, Brazil, China, India, and Spain, and provides an international viewpoint. Tai owns Linden Bridge, an educational experience company. Good evening, Tai. Welcome back, sir.
Hi, it's
How you
always
doing?
great to be here. I'm great, thanks. I do want to say, John, I'm excited about your W Boys premiering on the 15th because the 15th is my birthday, so I feel like you and Eric are giving me a birthday present.
Oh,
Do you really feel that way? I feel like you're snubbing you.
no, we're going to give him your birthday present.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Let's just say, beware the boys of March.
I love that. Good to have you, Tai. Next up, let's welcome another doctor in our midst, Dr. Edward Summers. He is the executive director of Pridelines, Miami's LGBTQ community center. He served as a primary therapist and program director at Eye Care Treatment Center in West Palm Beach. He was also the founder and CEO of the New York-based nonprofit, The Thinkubator. Welcome back, Doc.
Thanks. It's good to be here. It's good to be among this distinguished panel.
Hey, do your honeys call you Doc?
They have to.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Right?
All three of them.
And finally, let's welcome Hunter Ohanian. He is now a community consultant with more than 30 years of experience. He is the former ED of the Stonewall National Museum and Archives and served as the CEO of the College Art Association, the world's largest professional society supporting visual artists and historians and curators. He also served as museum director of the prestigious Leslie Lohman Museum. Welcome back, Hunter. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Nice to see you. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope people are supporting it. And I want to do a shout out to my wonderful husband, Jeffrey Sosmosky. He and I have been together for 32 years. And so it's amazing. We're what you call lifers at this point.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, Hunter, what's your secret? 32 years. I mean, that's how long I've been alive.
Yeah.
No, but what is your secret? 32, that's beyond longevity. That is, wow.
Yeah. You know, and actually what happens is you get to this point and now you have to worry about what one of us will die. There's like nothing else that can that can break the bond that you have between the two of us at this point. But so we listen to each other, we talk to each other. We have different fields. I'm in the visual arts and he's in theater, and he's very busy right now because he is directing Rodgers and Hammerstein's Carousel at the Wick Theater, which will open in 2 weeks. So we've been studying Carousel at home for the last month or two. It's been so great. But we share so many things in common. We're only 9 months apart, and it's really just a sweet relationship.
What is his name again? I'm sorry?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, happy Valentine's Day from Queer News Tonight, okay? And just go like the last of us, all right? Just drug him and drug yourself with some wine, and you go together. Is that bad?
No, that's good.
That is the most romantic thing I've heard in a long time.
Just saying. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points of the queer news for Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. It's Valentine's Day. So let's begin by queering up breaking news. Breaking news, Pridelines' triumphant return with Miami-Dade's LGBTQ plus community center. Pridelines, Miami's LGBTQ plus community center, has announced its relocation to a new headquarters in Liberty City, signifying a milestone for the organization and the LGBTQ plus community it serves. The giant space, formerly known as the Black Roots Collective, has been meticulously structured to meet the diverse needs of the LGBTQ plus community. The new center boasts a comprehensive range of facilities, including the Roger Thompson and Jim Terrell Rainbow Room, a youth lounge, the David Bonnet Cyber Center, an LGBTQ plus lending library, the Smart Ride clinical rooms, a kitchen, gender-neutral bathrooms, event spaces, administrative offices, and ample parking, and a whole lot more. Scheduled to open its doors next month, this new location represents a significant step forward for Pridelines in enhancing its services and accessibility in 2024. Pridelines has a rich history spanning 42 years, and it holds a crucial place in Miami LGBTQ plus community. Originating as a grassroots initiative in response to Anita Bryant's Save Our Children campaign, Pridelines Pridelines was established by gay and bisexual youth, along with supportive adults, including Dr. Marilyn Volker and Peter Meyer at Miami-Dade College in 1982. Over the years, under the leadership of individuals like Dale Ayers and Executive Director Dr. Edward Summers, the organization has been instrumental in providing a safe haven, social support skills, development, leadership opportunities, and access to essential services, such as HIV testing, a pioneering effort in Miami-Dade County. Dr. Edward Summers' appointment as the new executive director of Pridelines marked a significant turning point for the organization. Pridelines aims to establish its new center as Miami's Safe Center, a beacon of safety, affirmation, and comprehensive support services for all members of the LGBTQ+ community. The relocation to Liberty City underscores Pridelines' commitment to expanding its reach and impact. By strategically positioning itself closer to the community it serves, Pridelines aims to address the increasing demand for services and support, particularly in light of anti-LGBTQ+ legislation and challenges faced by the community. Pridelines' new community center will be one of Florida's largest footprints for the LGBTQ+ community in Florida, and I couldn't be happier. I am so happy that you're here with us today, Edward, as part of our board, as part of our crew, part of our panel, and one of our anchors, and you're ED of Pridelines, and we've been waiting for this to happen for a while.
Great.
When when you folks were on Northeast 4th Court for like ever. Right? And then you picked up and you went to Miami Beach to our visitor center. And now we've got a space of our own.
No, it's great. It's great. It's good to be here. We left that space in Northeast 4th back in August. We went to our satellite space. We've always had the visitor center. Pridelines has been in that space for 10 years. And so when I joined in October, it was one of my missions to get a space back in the city of Miami to serve our community. And I have to tell you, just the response that I got since October of so many community members saying, the space in the city of Miami in Little Haiti was so critical. They always used to go to the shower, to do their laundry, to sleep, because they didn't have a place to go during the day, because they worked at night, whatever that job was.
Yeah.
And they always had Pridelines to go to. And so I remember, just speaking to my family, actually right before this segment, we were talking about Thanksgiving this year, and I took the phones as an experiment, and they were going to my cell phone, and we literally had 22 young people during a 4-day period call Pridelines looking for housing.
Wow.
Looking for a place to go. And so I can't begin to tell you the critical need that Pridelines fills in our community. And so I'm so excited that we are going to be in Liberty City, close to Little Haiti. We're going to be there to serve our community. We're going to be doing our Project Safe, which is this particular center is going to be called the Safe Center. And we're going to be expanding some health services, which we'll announce a little bit more later this year. So
and the HIV testing, all that is
so we're bringing everything back. Everything back. We're bringing even we had a little food pantry where you can come and get food, and we'll do that as well. This is a part of our visit, our stay in Liberty City is a part of our longer term strategy of being all around this Miami-Dade. We're going to have smaller centers where we're providing culturally sensitive and culturally competent centers and services to those communities. So this is going to be one of many over the years that you'll hear Pridelines doing. So I'm very excited about it. You saw it in some of the pictures there, my team painting. I believe in very grassroots. We don't need to hire a big contractor to do all the work. We're going to do it ourselves, and we're going to really put our love into the space. And so I'm very excited about this space. This is one of many, and I can't wait to open next month.
Yeah, no, and I'm so glad that you went to Liberty City also, just because the need is so great there. And like you said, you were on 4th Court before, and I mean, the need is so needed. And when you went to Miami Beach, I know you had that satellite space already, but a lot of us were like, okay, cushy Miami Beach, they're going to stay in Miami Beach now. They're like, nope, we're coming back to the hood. We're coming back to where we started kind of deal.
Absolutely. I mean, I love Miami Beach. Come on.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. It's great. But I knew right away that we needed to be right back in our community that we served. And it's so critical. And talk about, Faye, you mentioned HIV testing that we do. Liberty City is the breaking ground, the space where we see the highest infection
Ground
rates.
Zero in Miami.
Ground Zero in Miami. And so we're so glad to be there. We're so glad to be providing testing and education and really just embracing the community and supporting the community. And so I'm just so excited. I mean, when we first got this space, I literally went to the neighbors and started to introduce myself, said, we're going to be there. You know, this space is going to be there, and I'm going to be here to support you.
Yeah.
All. And so I can't be excited enough.
Wow. Listen, you're going to be you're busy already, right?
It's crazy.
And, you know, when I think about Pridelines, I think about the youth, and the youth is the most affected when it comes to all this anti-LGBTQ plus hate and laws and all that kind of crap, right? But you're helping everyone. I mean, like, you literally are. It's not just youth. You're helping the whole entire acronym.
We are the Pride Center of Miami, the only Pride Center in Miami. And so that's why this is so critical for our community. The need is so significant, and we're glad that we're able to be there.
It's amazing.
So will we do the RuPaul's Drag Race viewing party in the new place?
Heck yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Hunter, you were going to say?
I remember doing a tour there maybe about 4 years ago, and all the services are just so broad, and there are many services that you really think are important. But there was one that I saw that I never knew existed, and I never even knew the need for it, which is they opened this door, and there was a whole room full of dress clothes and suit jackets for people to go on interviews, and so that they needed the support, and those kind of things are just like really, like, they just touch my heart in the sense they're really core things. The obvious ones are there, and they're very important, but really caring for an individual and giving him or her the confidence to go out and do what they want to do. You can't make that stuff up.
No, you can't, and we're bringing that exactly back to you. It's going to be right in our youth lounge. You know, one of the things when I got this job is so many supporters about it said, you know, oh, you don't have that place anymore. You know, I used to have this room in there, and I used to have this aspect of the center in there. And so we're bringing everything back. Literally, you know, Faye mentioned in the story of Roger Thompson and Jim Terrell. The first thing they said to me, they didn't even say hi. They said, I want my rainbow room back. And so guess what? When we got the center back, I called them up and said, guess what I got for you? Your rainbow room. So it's just so exciting to be able to bring so many things back to the community. What I love too about this space, and what I love about Pridelines made me join Pridelines, was the fact that we're such a collaborative partner. In our old space, we had Outshine, we had Sage, and we may or may not have them in this space, but we vow to collaborate with them. We already actually have a program with Sage where it's called Intergenerational Conversations. It used to be called Coffee and Conversations for older or senior LGBTQ individuals. We changed the name. It's intergenerational. We want young people, our seniors, our elders, we want them all to mix in conversations. And so we brought that back with Sage.
I love that. That's how you share our history. That's how you share our queer history.
Needs to happen. It just so needs to happen. And then Outshine, you know, we're in conversations with them to support them. They're such an important part of our community here. We love Outshine. And so
you're still in collaboration with Smart Ride. You're still in collaboration with,
literally, we are open. Our doors are open. If you're out there, you're an LGBTQ organization, we're here to support you. We're here to collaborate. We're not about competition. I don't compete. I don't like that. We're here to support, right? Because the mission's too big, and we have so much work to do in this area. So I'm here to support and here to collaborate. So come on to Pridelines.
Yes.
Miami Beach or Liberty City. We're here.
Congratulations, Edward.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, now let's queer up out South Florida. David Archuleta is going to rock the block this weekend, and he's bringing an important message. He became an overnight teen sensation in 2008 when he finished second on American Idol. Legions of fans spent their Tuesday nights hitting redial so that they could vote for him. Since then, David came out. Not an easy task, having grown up a Mormon. His journey, a journey most people get to do in private, has been very public. This Saturday, his journey brings him to Wilton Manors for a new event, Rock the Block, presented by Harmony Waves. I first met Little David, as he was known during Idol season, which featured 3 Davids. Now, 16 years later, I have an exclusive interview where we cover many topics, including coming out and finding better mental health.
While this isn't necessarily LGBTQ, because as you said, it's all LGBTQ can be family friendly, but it's not really a gay event, but it's in the gayest neighborhood within 1,000 miles. So why have you decided to start playing these gigs with the community?
Well, I feel like, just to help people realize and remind people really that people who are queer, part of the LGBTQ plus community, are part of the community, are part of the...
My reporter, Louie, and we were both just like so impressed with you. We watched you all season, obviously, but also we were like, you, for 18, 19, you get it. You know what I mean? And so like you were going to be more than a singer. You were going to you're going to do choreography now. So tell me about your journey as you've grown and developed more into the musical world.
Yeah,
take all 15 years and sum it up into 1 minute. Go.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's been a growth for sure. I started, I auditioned for American Idol when I was 16. I'm 33 now. Yep. I can't believe I'm still doing this. You don't know how long a career is going to last. And you've seen my career just like come and go. So I'm really grateful that I'm able to keep going, that people still will come and show up. It's always just like a very humbling experience to be like, wow, like people still like are listening and people still care about what I'm doing and they still like it. They still are enjoying the music, and I want to put on a good show for them so that they can have a good time, escape from their day-to-day lives for an hour, and just be able to go back and be like, oh, that felt good. I feel better. Like, that's my goal. I want to make people.
You started popping up in my Facebook feed talking about mental health, and you were doing a mental health campaign.
Yeah.
And that's so important to the fact that it came up my feed can probably tell you what I've been Googling and Facebooking lately. So it's an important topic to me. It's an important topic to a lot of people because it's still a very stressful. Life is stressful, and I think we're just starting to acknowledge it. So what made you decide to help to share your story and sort of help bring people in to realize it's okay to not be okay?
Yeah. The last album that I released was actually during the pandemic, and it was called Therapy Sessions. Mm-hmm. And I wrote it because it was basically everything that was coming out of me as a result, maybe not a direct result, but like all these ideas were coming out of me as I was going through my own personal therapy. Mm-hmm. And it was really therapeutic. It was really helpful. It was so nice to learn how to have compassion for me, for the things that frustrated me about myself, where I was like, oh, I can't stand this about me, or like, I don't understand why I'm not like everyone else in this aspect. And so to go to a therapist and be able to learn like, oh, like other people deal with this. I'm not the only person. I'm not the one person with a problem. I'm not the one misfit that does not have any solutions to their life. And it was nice to have someone let you know it's okay and you can get through this, and here's some tools to do that. And you suddenly, like, therapy, having an outside perspective that is non-judgmental, that just allows you to have a space to just explore yourself and understand yourself, I think leads to a lot healthier of a personal view of who you are and how to keep moving forward. And so I was like, any way that I can do that, whether it's through an ad or through my music, through shows, because I talk about it in my shows too.
You can read more of my interview in this week's Out South Florida. And you can catch Archie on Wilton Drive this Saturday night. Faye, I know you're going to be hosting that, so you're going to get some serious FaceTime with him.
Yes, I get to meet him. I'm probably like 3 feet taller than him. Damn it, I'm going to wear my flats. I'm going to wear my flats for sure. Yeah. Because, here's the thing. Like, okay, David Archuleta, that was like season 2, right?
7.
Season 7. Okay. So I I stopped watching American Idol about season 10, right? Like the first 10 years you had me, right? I was there watching every week and I was hooked. And when it came to David Archuleta, he is so freaking talented, so talented. But I knew he was gay. We all knew he was gay. We felt it, and we stayed quiet just waiting for you, David, because we knew that when you were ready, you'd come out and we'd be here waiting. And we're so happy that you had the courage and the bravery to do so, right? He even came out the other day as a part-time bottom, which I don't really know exactly what that means, but I'm going to ask him on Saturday for sure, and like
slide him my number.
And then slide him Ty's number, but he told John, this has been years since he was on American Idol and people still love him. Like a lot of my nieces and my friends' daughters were like, oh, I want to go see David Archuleta. I'm like, you're 16, 17 years old. What do you know about David Archuleta? And they know about David Archuleta and they want to see him on stage on Saturday. So it's going to be an amazing event. I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
We really are. And I've been interviewing him since his Idol season, and it's been really fun to watch him grow. I interviewed him obviously during Idol, his first album release, one other time, and then now this. And it was, I don't know, when I watched the interview back, I saw him like really come alive when I talked about his mental health campaign. It is really an important topic to him. You know, and like I said, he's already lived so much of his life publicly. And then to go and be public about this as well. And he would be 100% in his rights to not live life. But he is out there for young LGBTQ, for some that may have had not welcoming homes. Although he does have a great story where he talks about how his sister told his niece that he's the gunkle. Which I was like, oh my God, yes, David Archuleta for Gunkle of the Year. But he's had a really great journey, and I think we're all very lucky as a community that his journey brings him here this weekend.
Yeah, I love that.
No, I think this is going to be great, and I love the part of the interview where, again, he talked about mental health. Being a therapist, I just love it, and I think it's so important that we have more leaders and more, celebrities and more, and performers talk about mental health and how important it is. And so I love it. It's great, and looking forward to seeing him.
Right, like maybe we could break that stigma, Edward, like when a young person is saying, hey, I have mental health issues and I'm addressing it, you can too, right? That's different than when a parent or a therapist is telling you something. You take it for, okay, face value. I can help myself and I'm enough and I'm worth taking care of my mental health.
Absolutely.
Sure. Where is the concert going to be?
It's going to be on Wilton Drive. They're shutting down just 2 blocks. So it's not like Pride where you have to reroute your whole night. It's 2 blocks right by City Hall. On Wilton Drive. And we should mention Benedict Cork
tomorrow
kicks off the weekend at Hunter's tomorrow. That's an indoor one, but you're going to be there for that too.
I'm going to be there for that as well.
And he's a hottie.
He is adorable. He just came from the UK, and like he is just a sweet guy, another talented man, right? So he's going to have all the gay boys like this. And he's performing tomorrow at Hunter's Nightclub as the kickoff for Rock the Block weekend. And Saturday we'll be out there 6 to 11 p.m. closing down the street and having a great time. So please join us.
Yeah. I don't even like to go out on Saturdays, and I will be at this thing. So yeah, I'm there.
I know you don't. Hi, what's
all
next?
Right, next we're gonna queer up religion. Did the Pope just call out America, conservatives, and evangelicals as hypocrites? Pope Francis responded assertively to critics of his recent decision to bless same-sex couples, denouncing objections from ideological groups in the United States and elsewhere as hypocrisy. In an interview with the Italian magazine, Grenadier, he highlighted, I don't speak Italian. He highlighted the inconsistency of objections, noting that while blessing an entrepreneur who may intend to exploit others isn't scandalous, blessing a homosexual couple is deemed so. He emphasized the importance of mutual respect for all individuals. In December, the 87-year-old pontiff issued a groundbreaking document permitting priests to bless individuals in same-sex unions, emphasizing inclusivity as central to the new directive. Francis defended his decision once more, reiterating the theme of welcome at the document's core. He addressed criticism, including resistance from conservative corners of the church, particularly from the Black community in Africa, where objections were raised against the cultural backdrop. The Pope differentiated between blessing the union and the same-sex couple, explaining his practice of blessing individuals who love each other and are asking for prayers. The Pope's statements reflect a continued effort to promote inclusivity within the church while addressing contentious issues with compassion and firmness. He also mentioned that criticisms voiced in the church come from small ideological groups who are fierce in their opposition to homosexuality, something Florida's LGBTQ+ community knows all too well. So it's important here to know the distinction. He's saying we can bless individuals, even if those individuals are in same-sex unions. Okay. So this shows a couple of things.
That the last time.
This kind of indicates a couple of things. This shows exactly how much hate there is in the Catholic Church for LGBTQ+ people, and it also shows how the Pope is kind of hedging in the right direction. But certainly it's not like a groundbreaking thing, but he's taken a lot of heat for it.
Oh, I bet. And I love how you're saying hedging, okay? Basically giving us crumbs when we deserve the whole plate, people. All right? So basically I can come up with my wife and you could bless me individual and you could bless her individually, but you can't bless our love or our union.
Correct.
BS.
Correct.
Yeah, when this story first came out, we did this story a couple times, as it was coming out, and I misunderstood it. Much like you, I think a lot of us, I think something might have gotten lost in translation from the edict or the position paper that he put out in Latin and through Italian and other language. And I think that unions and couples were taken as a substitute for you and you, not you. And so I was like, and someone said too little too late. And I was like, but this is a really major thing going forward. And now that it's a couple weeks later, we're seeing that it's really not what we thought it was. And it is heinously too little. It is officially past too late.
It's crumbs, man.
It's crumbs. So piss off.
Well, I think that's saying it pretty straightforwardly, and I have to agree with you here. I mean, it is. We've been talking about it now for several weeks, and it is too little, too late. The organization, the church, has got a long-standing history against LGBTQ individuals, and they just have gone on forever since the 12th century. And so I think what's really interesting about this political environment is that you have conservatives within the Catholic Church who are opposing him for even allowing the idea of a blessing of these individuals on the occasion of their unionhood. It's not the unionhood. They're saying, you got married civilly, we can bless you, and that's it. But it's the same kind of blessing that they would give to fishermen in their fleet, where you would bring your animals there and they would bless the animals. They're definitely a second, third, or fourth class citizen in the Pope's hierarchy. And conservatives within the church have really come after him for it. And so he's now responding to the conservatives' responses. But the truth is, he's made everybody mad. He's made progressives mad because it's not enough. And he's pissed off the conservatives as well because he even
giving an inch, right?
A little bit. So I don't know how politically wise this move was. On the one hand, of course, we want everybody, particularly those in high institutional positions, to accept those in the gay community. But I think you have to be a little bit more strategic and a little more transparent and a little more honest about how you feel.
Now, what do you think about, so basically the story was also calling out U.S. conservatives and saying that the evangelicals are super hypocrites, I mean, anybody that's ever gone into a church, right, it's supposed to be love, 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 and then this is quite frankly the opposite of that. I mean, that's a step, right? I mean, for him to say, hey, you evangelicals are complete hypocrites, that's something. It's something.
At this point, I just feel like he just needs to come out and support it. Like, you're already there.
You're 87, bro.
But you're already there, too. Like you're going to get the criticism. You already put yourself out there. Perhaps it was a bad strategic move. Now just buy it.
And you look great in a white dress, just like every other drag queen on the drive.
Exactly. There you go. Dr. Edward Summers, what's next, my friend?
Sure. Now let's queer up HOTspots magazine. New HOTspots magazine on stands Thursday with drag queen bodybuilder. The new issue of HOTspots magazine is on stands, and it has everything you want to do and know to spend this month. Well, remember, Valentine's Day is not the end of the month of celebration. The city is hosting Sister Act at the Broward Center on February 15th. Florida Rubber Weekend is starting on February 18th. And there is a weekend-long 18th Annual African American Film Festival through February 18th in the Kravis Center's Marshall E. Rinker Senior Playhouse. If you are a moto fan, you must visit Miami's Design District's Miami Concours event on February 16th through the 18th. The world's #1 adult video star, King Dwarf, star of Go-Go for the Gold Season 2, is coming to La Boy on the nights of February 16th and 17th. Don't miss the artwork, Wilton Manors, on February 17th, and Harmony Waves, Rock the Block with David Archuleta. Be at HOTspots Happening Out Gallery with Dennis Dean for an exhibit of love for Black excellence, art walk in celebration of the community. On February 17th, the night will feature singer Terrence Julius, G-Man Productions, and tons of beautiful art. February 17th is also dedicated to Noche Latina, Saturdays at the Manor Complex. You can also catch the one and only Miss Richfield 1981 in Bad Advice at the Sunshine Cathedral Center for Performing Arts. Last but not least, Out South Florida is presenting Ruby Royale, a tribute to Melissa St. John's 40 years of drag excellence and community service. St. John's with fan favorite drag queens. To know more about these events and tickets, get your free copy of the magazine today.
That's a lot going on.
Listen, it's a lot going on.
That is a lot going on.
But my attention is on HOTspots.
Yeah. Can we talk about this cover, bro?
Talk about Bonnie Builder. Oh my God, that's an amazing cover. I love Bonnie. Bonnie is such a fantastic person. I love her. She's been working really hard. I know she's just so proud and so excited about the cover, and just really humbled by being on the cover. It's amazing.
And she looks amazing. I mean, both of those are her. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, wow, what an incredible cover, Bonnie. Bonnie, I know you're watching. You should be so proud. And she's going to go, bitch, I look good. I know I look good. Because that's Bonnie.
Exactly.
Because that's Bonnie, you know? And that's one of the many reasons that I love about her. You know, since when you meet Bonnie, you can't unmeet Bonnie. Like, forever, you're just like captivated by her beauty, her strength, her just like, you know, her don't give a shit attitude, you know, but she also like is a fierce advocate for our community and is constantly representing at so many different events, you know. So I love that she got the cover. Like, I just love to see Black queer excellence on a cover of a gay magazine. Like, that makes me turned on for Valentine's Day. That turns me on for Valentine's Day big time. So go Bonnie Builder. I love this cover. Now, how about a bunch of different events that we've got going on? Florida Rubber Weekend. I've been looking forward to this all last year. Florida Rubber Weekend. I'm there. King Dwarf. I've been watching you on my little TV forever. Now I get to see you in person at La Boy. Are you kidding me? Okay. St. John's Celebration. Woman, you have been freaking entertaining us forever and ever. I can't wait to see a show celebrating you, Miss St. John. Who else? The Black Excellence HOTspots Gallery. Sister Act. Okay, we can't finish that without talking about Sister Act that our own Al Ferguson is going to play the Pope in. I mean, like, okay, for people that say, oh, there's nothing going on this weekend. Dude!
Everything's going on this weekend.
Yes.
Everything.
And how many are you hosting?
At least 4. As it should be.
You know what we need to do? We need to create hologram Faye so that like you can go to multiple events at the same time. It's like real deal Faye costs X number, but you can get a discount on the hologram Faye.
I love that. Let's see. We'll work on that after the show. Thanks a lot. Hunter, what's next, my friend?
Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Malibu Barbie Cafe opens in Miami with pink roller disco skate and Just Ken. Remember in the film, Barbie said, I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by. Malibu Barbie Cafe has taken it seriously. It is calling all you Barbies and Kens to step into the vibrant world of the Malibu Barbie Cafe, where you will be greeted with the laid-back vibes of the 1970s, Malibu, California. The cafe is exactly 2,758 miles from Malibu to Wynwood. From today to April 21st, immerse yourself in a sea of pop-tismic Barbie colors and retro glam as you explore this exclusive dining experience. As you enter the trendy cafe, you're transported to a nostalgic paradise filled with beachy motifs and Barbie-inspired decor. Take a stroll through the immersive space, snapping photos with your best pose inside the iconic life-size Barbie box. Get ready for a delicious menu curated by Chef Becky Brown, featuring Pacific Paradise pancakes, West Coast wave salad, and tubular tenders. And don't forget to check out the exclusive Barbie merchandise while listening to iconic pop tunes. But the excitement doesn't end with the cafe. There is a special 21+ Pink Roller Disco on February 18th and March 9th, celebrating the 65th anniversary of Barbie. Lace up your skates and glide across the Impala X Barbie skate rink, where grooving to iconic tunes. You'll enjoy pink lemonade and cake pop. Proceeds will go to support Girls Inc., an organization empowering girls in Miami. So grab your friends and immerse yourself in the ultimate Barbie-inspired dining adventure. And we can't help but ask, when are you enough? Tickets and further information is available at bucketlisters.com.
I grew up with Barbie, so it definitely felt like a really nostalgic opportunity. And I thought it would be really fun to create food that I thought was going to be what Barbie would eat. really inspired by the 1970s Malibu. Just really wanted to have a fun time with it.
The menu is just as diverse as Barbie's wardrobe.
I was really trying to create a really diverse menu. So you've got some really fun retro things like our double smash burger or even just like our buttermilk pancakes. But then you also have some more elevated dishes. So there's like the hummus, which is pink with beautiful flowers on it.
An entree, side, and cake pop is included with your ticket purchase. And for dessert, they added some Miami flair, the guava ice cream float that comes in a Barbie car.
Well, it looks amazing, and I can't wait to actually go and check it out and see what it's about. I mean, it's so interesting what happened to Barbie. I, of course, was raised as a boy. It was a big deal to get G.I. Joe. You know, we couldn't play with Barbie when I was.
But you wanted to.
Of course I did.
Okay.
Of course I did. But so it's interesting how Barbie, the Mattel Barbie and the whole phenomenon has brought back an identity about young girls and toys and actually sort of introducing them again to a whole new generation. And I don't know if it's true, but I would think that there are probably some LGBTQ ally straight parents out there that are letting their young boys play with Barbie dolls. They're not arguing over that stuff like when we were kids.
Yeah.
Did anybody have Barbies?
I had Barbies.
Did you?
Yeah.
Of course you
And
did.
I had surprised when I came out.
I had Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, so I think my parents
But
knew
you had
where
both
that
of them
train
having
was
sex
coming.
with each other, right?
Yeah.
I have 6 sisters, so they all have Barbie, so I used to play with it secretly.
Of course. Were you the only boy?
No, I have 5 brothers, so it's 12 of us.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. God bless your mom.
You know what I like about the story is the fact that first of all, the food looks great, and so I'm looking forward to testing the food out. It's great. It's in Miami, in my backcourt. But then I love the fact that some proceeds are going towards Girls Inc.
Yeah.
I think that's just amazing to empower organizations like that. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give shout outs, big love to all the boys that went to go see Barbie. You know, like the boys that the gay boys went. That was a given, right? But I mean, it was great to see like straight parents with their kids there, and like it probably wouldn't have been a movie that they would go to on their own, right? But their girls are dressed up like Barbie, so they're going, And then this made this into like a bigger thing, like you said, showing new audiences.
Yeah.
The whole knuff. Like me and my gay boys are always playing around. You know you're knuff. You're always knuff, my boy. But like you said, like your pink hummus. You had me at pink hummus. Like I want to try some pink hummus and some Pacific Paradise pancakes. Say that 3 times without spitting on somebody. And then and the roller skating. All right, so they're only doing roller skating on February 18th and March 9th, right? And if you saw the Super Bowl halftime show with Usher, he brought skating back. Like people are now wanting to go skate. Pride Skate, right? It's the first Thursday of every month over in Fort Lauderdale, right? At Extreme Action Park, right? I have a feeling that a lot more people are going to be there also because I could just see the outcry of people going, oh, I miss skating. I got to go skating. And this at the Barbie Dream House, you'll have that chance to do that. So lace up your skates and go parading around a pink dream house.
The Casa Dojo house.
Well, a couple things. First, it's a great cause, so I don't want this to sound like I'm hating on it. But I haven't seen that much pink since Shelby's wedding in Steel Magnolias. It's like blush and bashful.
That was a lot of pink.
But my favorite Barbie story is when we went to go see it, you and me and a bunch of us, and you came dressed as Barbie, and all these little girls just wanted to run up to you, and we were there for a good 15 minutes after the show ended, because these girls, they were dressed up, and they wanted to take their picture with Barbie, and you were so great with them, and I was like, oh my God. This is my best friend, and this is what I love. So
I almost cried.
Yeah.
I almost cried. They really thought I was Barbie, where I was like, get your eyes checked, people, right? But I mean, I had the blonde wig. I had the big poofy pink dress. I was Barbie that day. And so if any kid came up to me, I was no one else but Barbie when they came up to me. I would never mess that up for them, right? And they were there telling them, Mommy, it's Barbie. Can I get a picture with Barbie, Mom? Like these little girls, and they were every color. They were every color. That was one of my many blessings in life to have been able to do that. I know it sounds very minute, but for those little girls, I was Barbie.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
They got to meet her. Yeah.
Amazing.
Sweet.
Amazing. So tonight's broadcast is presented in part by Visit Lauderdale. Everyone under the sun.
Well, now we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church right here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
We finished tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News, let's queer up drag culture. Lawsuit dropped by Accuser alleging sexual assault by Shangela. In May of last year, Daniel McGarrigle was employed as a production assistant on the HBO series We're Here, and he initiated a civil lawsuit against Shangela accusing her of sexual assault. She refutes the allegations and says a previous investigation yielded little evidence to support the claim. Now the lawsuit is being withdrawn by the accuser. Court documents say McGarrigle participated in mediation with Shangela and reached an agreement to dismiss the lawsuit sometime early next month. McGarrigle says he did not report the assault earlier due to employment concerns. However, soon he resigned after persistent, unwanted attention from Pierce, also known as Shangela. HBO plans to relaunch the 4th season of We're Here with an entirely different cast.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News, let's queer up the USA View. Warning to haters as town will pay Fed fine of $500,000 for banning pride festivals and LGBTQ plus attacks. Murfreesburg, Tennessee settled a federal lawsuit for $500,000 and agreed to repeal an ordinance targeting the LGBTQ plus community. The controversial ordinance prohibited public displays deemed offensive, including homosexuality, leading to bans on books and the shutdown of pride events. LGBTQ plus organizations like the Tennessee Equality Project and ACLU sued against the city's actions, which also included banning drag shows. A federal judge halted the shutdown of the local Pride Festival. The City Council has unanimously voted to remove homosexuality from prohibited public conduct. The settlement mandates the town to repeal the entire law, marking a victory for LGBTQ plus rights in Tennessee. The federal action likely has dramatic ramifications on similar local and state actions against the entire LGBTQ plus community.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News, let's queer Black culture. Queer Black History Month celebrated as 1920s Harlem Drag Ball is remembered. Rockland Palace in Harlem overflowed with nearly 8,000 attendees on March 6, 1936 for the 68th annual Hamilton Lodge Oddfellows Ball. The grand event, dating back to 1860s, drew guests from Chicago, Atlanta, and Memphis. The ball featured Ed Bonet's Lindo Society's Orchestra and Small's Paradise. But what made the year historic was Jean Lamar, a black drag queen, clinching the top prize for the first time in 70 years. Adorned in a custom gown by Dan Hazel and amidst cheers from a jubilant black Harlem community, Jean accepted the award from famous entertainer at the Waters. In the late 1920s, thousands journeyed annually to Harlem in March for the Hamilton Lodge Ball. Most attendees were white. This ball was a heaven for Black creativity and expression, fostering unity among Black drag queens. Any Black History Month celebration of Black LGBTQ plus culture is incomplete without the Hamilton Lodge's Ball.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up trans rights. Dozens of Florida driver's license offices have trans die-in protests with bodies and tombstones. Transgender activists across Florida staged die-in protests at various DMV locations, donning transgender flags and orange vests. They laid down in lobbies and offices as a symbolic opposition to Governor Ron DeSantis' decision to criminalize gender changes on licenses. PRISM, Youth Action Fund, Equality Florida, GLSEN, Central Florida, and other organizations conducted the initiative, featuring activists holding cardboard headstones blaming DeSantis and the DMV. Coinciding with the protest, an email campaign urged President Joe Biden's intervention under the REAL ID Act. Over 650 emails were sent to the U.S. Justice Department and White House. Demonstrations unfolded across Miami, Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and Gainesville. Queer News Tonight has been following every development on this story closely and will keep you updated.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up the world view. Yemen sentences 13 men to public execution, including crucifixion, for being gay. In Yemen's Ib province, a Houthi-controlled court has sentenced 13 men to death for same-sex relations, with 35 more arrested. Houthis, backed by Iran, control swaths of Yemen. During 2022 and 2023, a United Nations panel strongly condemned the Houthis for systematic human rights violations in Yemen. The report highlighted a rise in sexual and gender-based violence directed at the LGBTQ plus community. Additionally, the UN panel documented instances of arbitrary detention, enforced disappearance, torture, and other forms of mistreatment against various targeted groups, including LGBTQ plus individuals. It's not clear yet if or when these cruel executions will take place.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up drag culture. RuPaul's Candy Muse assaulted and groped at gay club. Candy Muse, the renowned queen of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13 and All-Stars Season 8, shared a story of a recent incident on her X account. Muse described a late-night encounter where she was groped and physically assaulted by an intoxicated man. Despite her saying no, the person did not stop, and the situation intensified until security finally intervened. Describing the harrowing incident, Muse emphasized that LGBTQ plus community should stay vigilant and safe, even if the space is safe and community friendly.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ+ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ+ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of HOTspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat, and on behalf of these LGBTQ+ reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including John Hayden, Dr. Tai Houser, Dr. Edward Summers, and Dr. Hunter Ohanian. I just made you a doctor. What? We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ+ world, we wish you good night. Happy Valentine's Day.